Fishful Thinker Television, brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. HPZ Workstations, performance, innovation, and reliability with game-changing design and cutting-edge technologies. Coldwell Banker, every day until it's sold. St. Croix Rod, handcrafting fishing rods for over 60 years. Evinrude, spend more time on the water. All right, welcome to Fishful Thinker. Got an interesting show for you today. We're floating down the Colorado River right here in, just downstream from Gore Canyon in central Colorado. We're floating down the public water sections of the Colorado River. It's midsummer time. This is going to be fun, I assure you. We're going to take advantage of the fact that we believe trout are minnow eaters. We're going to be throwing everything from jigs like I'm snapping right here to maybe some jerk baits to some big streamers, and I just got hammered right there. Folks, I think this is going to be a really good show here. I think you're going to be surprised by doing some heavy-duty snap jigging and working some jerk baits that you can definitely go about catching some beautiful trout. So sit tight, get comfortable, and we'll see if we can catch a bunch of them for you. Now, working this little jerkbait here, we'll keep changing up. We're just getting rolling here. We've been floating for a grand total of about 300 yards of river, and we already had one blow up on the bait. We'll work a couple different baits, as with any other fishing day, till we figure out what they really want. But we're not going to try to feed them. We're going to try to get them to eat some big baits. All right, the section of the river that we're floating down is not artificial flies and lures only, so I can use a scented bait. So I'm using a 2.5 inch little tiny gulp minnow on an 1/8 ounce jig head. Because the water is relatively high, we'll go ahead and keep that bait, or we'll make sure that we give it an opportunity to get up near the banks as well. And a jig in the river is perfect because it gives me a chance to cover the whole water column from the top to the bottom, so I can get fish that are right up under the surface. Most of your bites are going to come when your jig rolls over, right at the top. If you notice I pop the jig, most of your bites are going to come right when that jig rolls over. And that's common with really any kind of snap jigging you might be doing. Well, and given that we're looking for some of the deeper water, the jig's a good call for that, as opposed to maybe a jerkbait or something. So we're looking for some of the deeper holes. And since we got bit in this one, one of the advantages of the spinning rod in the river is I can turn around and throw all the way back, 60 feet back to that hole without any problem. Of course, who knows if I hook one on 2-pound test back there. But I'm generally going to try to work angles to the current as opposed to straight up or straight down, and that's only because the fish are facing straight up or straight down. I don't want to attack them from the front, nor do I want to attack them from behind. I'd rather my bait come into their peripheral vision to some degree. So we're just talking here, and Eric rows down, or fishes for trout in the rivers a lot, and they've been fishing along here, and they've been catching them on really fast streamers, right? Isn't that what you were saying?
Yep, cranking them along, pulling them along real fast, and then as you're pulling them out of the water, speed them up, because they hit right at the boat sometimes.
As the thing's headed for the surface, that's when they want to get a hold of it, huh?
And if you see them coming, don't slow it down, because they'll change their mind and go away.
Gotcha. So what I'm doing is I'm changing up to a little bit different jig head so that I can speed my bait up, because we've already had several of them swing at it, and I just don't think it's quite heavy enough that I can work it as fast as I'd like. So we're going to make it where I can work as fast as I like, and then I think that'll make all the difference in getting these fish to go. I just don't think you can give them a lot of time to look at it, particularly with minnow style baits. If a trout's going to eat a minnow or any other fish, it's most likely going to be a live one that's probably going to run from them. So that's what we're going to try to take advantage of. So I'm putting on a little bit more condensed 1/8 ounce jig head, and we're going to put a 2.5 inch gulp minnow on it, and we're going to see how that goes. And what I've got it on is I've got it on 8-pound braid right here, braided line, and that braided line's got a little tiny fluorocarbon leader about that long on it, and there's a uni knot right here, and that's our whole rig. A little short, extra fast action 6'3" spinning rod, short enough to be real accurate. Now, always I'm going to be looking for anything to give trout a break, something to either hide behind, hide in front of, a seam in the current, where a seam would be two speeds of water kind of coming together, and they don't just all change speed at the same time, there's usually a slight difference in the two currents, and that's the seam. And that's really the kinds of things we'll look for a lot today. And as with any other kind of fishing, we're always going to throw at anything different. Fish, just like any other wildlife, like something different in their environment. Whether it be an edge, an eddy, a seam, a current, a break, a drop-off, a bush pile sticking out in the river, anything a little bit different than the water around it. Now, do you find more of them hold at the heads of the holes or at the bottoms of the holes? Or somewhere in between, along the seams? What have you found recently, Eric?
I think they're stacked all along these edges at the fast wires next to the smooth water.
Oh, that one was on it. I mean, that lure
edge.
didn't even get in the water. And there was a fish on it. We'll see about right here, but they're just slapping it.
A lot of fish in here.
Now, the Colorado River here is not, you can use bait in here, you can keep fish in here, but it's also a really productive stretch of river. We won't be keeping anything today unless we got something that was gut hooked or something. There's one. There we go. Okay, we're going across here. Oh, and he came off. Holy cow. Oh, that was
Nice.
Oh, man. I think that one's fired up. Now, that fish literally came out from underneath the boat and impaled himself on my jig with authority. Holy cow, come here, buddy. And we've got him in the net. What a beautiful brown trout. Let me get him unhooked right quick here. All right, so we got this beautiful brown. I just got him unhooked, get my hands wet here. And this is a real nice trout. We're gonna be relatively quick with him, but that's a beautiful brown trout right there. You see he had the jig right in the top of the snout. Gorgeous fish. We're gonna go ahead and lower him back down and let him go here in the Colorado here. We'll roll him over there and let him out of here. See if he's ready to go. And there he goes, very nice. So, working the jig, snap jigging it. That fish came literally out from underneath the boat and torpedoed that jig. So we'll continue to work it, keep the bait moving. Real good way to get them done, and see if we can get some more. If you spend very much time in a drift boat, your tackle and your clothes are gonna get wet, and that's not really acceptable in most situations. You need to have dry clothes, you need to have warm clothes, and you want to have maybe your camera or your personal effects to stay dry in the boat. The best way to do that is with an actual dry bag. This bag is completely waterproof. It will float when it's full of gear, assuming you're not storing lead in there per se, but it will float when it's full of gear, and it will keep your stuff dry at all times. If you want to have clothes or a little bit more stuff, a big giant dry bag like this with an accessory pack on the side is an excellent choice. Either way, it's imperative if you're going to be floating rivers in the mountains that you have dry clothes available to you in the event that somebody falls out of the boat or you have a change in weather. You need to have dry clothes. The only way to count on that is with a good dry bag. In my opinion, this is almost as important as your life jacket in the raft. So we're sitting on the opposite side of the river. We've got a big run over here. A camera can pan across. It looks like big slick water, but it's deep and swirling with some big rocks on that side over here. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this jig, we'll throw it over there into that deep water, and then I'll just keep snapping it like that and swimming it, and then we'll see if some more of those big browns will come rolling up out of that deep water and get it. Now, I mean, I'm sure there's bigger trout in here than what we've seen so far today. And I think working a jig in the river is one of the best ways to go about catching them. But I don't, again, want to give them a lot of time to look at it. I want to keep that bait moving. I want to hop it and keep it moving most of the time. Okay, right over here by these breaks. We'll see if we can get another one to eat real quick here.
Nice.
All right, so we've been plumbing across there. And we got one like here, and this isn't a giant, but kind of funny. Eric keeps telling me, throw real close to the banks, throw real close to the banks, and he keeps telling me that, right? So I actually threw that one on the bank, not on purpose, ran a little bit long, snapped it off the grass, and boom, we got this little baby brown trout to eat it. Now, this isn't necessarily what we're looking for as far as size goes, but he does let us know that Eric's pattern is right. They are right on the banks. Okay, here we go. One more over here. We're gonna work through the middle of the
I think actually what I told you was to use the fly rod.
Yeah, or we might just get the fly rod going here. We keep being told to use the fly rod, and so we're definitely gonna get it out as well. Get me out in the middle here. I'll pick the fly rod up right here, if you would like. See, dude keeps telling me that I need the fly rod. He just keeps telling me that. So given that he lives here and I don't, I'd have to be a special kind of ignorant to think I know better than he.
Faster, faster.
Ay, 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 ay. That's why they make 7-to-1 spinning reels. Caught that bar a couple times now. Got to get used to this. Now you can tell that fly fishing in a drift boat is not something I have a lot of experience with. I fly fish a fair bit, but not out of a boat like this.
If it was me, I'd throw up that way, run the tip across the front of the boat, and speed it up.
Oh, he's on it. Oh, whoop, whoop, he's on it. He's on it. He's on it. He's on it. Oh, little guy.
Faster.
So what do you want me to do with it now?
Use the tip of the rod to run your cast, you know, to run the speed. So put the tip in front of you and then kind of jiggle it across in front of you while you're stripping it in.
Oh, so you're pulling it with the rod even.
Yeah, use the rod to help.
And you want to keep the bait real high in the water column is what you're telling me.
Yep. You'll see them coming. Yeah, perfect, right there.
Okay, I got you. Now I know what you want me to do. Yeah, you got to get in the rhythm of using the fly rod. Got him. Oh, had him.
Nice.
Boom! I
Another
see
one.
what you're saying. All
Two
right,
casts in a
roll,
row. Now we're talking.
Man,
There's
there he
3
is.
casts in a row.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now, how fast can you work a fly? I'm finding out.
There you go, 4 casts in a row.
Not fast enough, apparently. Now, I can skitter that thing on the surface. So here we go. We're just going to skitter it on the surface. We're going to put it out here and skitter it on the surface.
Come on, baby.
Come on. Trying to get him downstream here. All right, there we got that one. Now, he ate that Clouser minnow, and he absolutely parked it. I've got him on a 3X tippet, and he is out in the current. So this is going to be an interesting standoff between me and the fish as he burns off some energy. Got him on a 6-weight St. Croix and a 3X tippet, and a hand-tied Clouser minnow that a good friend of ours here at Fishful Thinker, Ronnie Castiglione, tied for us. And I'm going to keep this fish right here because downstream from us is only nastier and nastier. So I'm going to see if I can get him to come up to the surface a little bit at a time here. And we'll see. It's a good-sized trout, and he's got a lot of current against me right here. Okay, buddy, come here. Oh, come here, buddy. Oh, it's a good one. Come on, and we got it.
Nice job.
Woo! Okay. Hey, that was battle there in the current right there. Now, I'll tell you what now. I'll show you this Clouser minnow. It's right in the corner of his mouth, just like you want him. Hold still, fish, and we'll get you unhooked. Hold still, fish. That's not funny. Why do you think this is funny? Eric thinks it's funny. So that's what happens when you bring an old friend in the boat. He can laugh right at you at all kinds of inopportune times, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let me just get this fly out of this fish real quick, and we will show him to you and get him back. Hang on, there we go. Beautiful rainbow brown trout right there. That's a pretty one. And he came up and just absolutely slobbered that streamer. We're gonna get him back here real quick. Right over the side, right into the water, there he goes. Took off, hung there in the surface just for a minute, but same thing. Snap jigging the jig on the 1/8-ounce jig head, snap, 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 get him to bite, and here just working that streamer. Eric put us right on. Fast as you can work it, got her done. Here we go, come on, baby. Get you some. And control the line here. One of the things about fly fishing is line control is a lot of the whole shooting match. Boom, got that one. Oh!
Got you a little close. We have to keep floating pretty much, you know?
Boom! Oh, here we go.
You
right
have to
here.
drag him down the current. Little bump.
Nope.
Okay, now we're on it.
I'm gonna pick the jig up in here, dude. Oh, he's on it. Oh, buddy. Oh, he just came charging.
Over here to the left is good as well.
Okay.
Oh, nice little pool. Both sides look good. But that
Ooh,
little
look at
pool
that
looks
little
good.
pool. Make that nice throw right in there and got him, just
got
like
him.
that, right in the middle of that pool. That's a money cast.
All right, let me know what you
that
need to
was
do.
textbook right there. Now, I got him on the bird. We got him on the right side of the current. Oh, it's a nice brown too. Here he comes around the boat.
You want me to
That
net him for
was
you?
Very nice. How about that? Eric says there's a good pool on this side. I make a perfect throw into the pool, and he is on it immediately. And this is a really nice brown.
All right, I'll float with you and you can just scoop him up.
Okay, I'm gonna get him a little closer to the rod here, and we're gonna see about putting him in the net,
nice
just
fish.
like that. All right, this is that brown. Now, we had to come cruising through those rapids here. Eric's working his tail off, and this is another beautiful brown. Look at that thing. I mean, that is a good-looking brown trout. And again, he ate that 1/8 ounce jig, just snap jigging, and I'm gonna put him back quick. There he goes. Beautiful fish. Just working that jig real crisp and erratic. It just came blowing out of there and clobbered it. So that's good stuff right there.
You get one out of here for sure. I would anyway.
Got him. Oh, I had him. Okay. Got him, got him, got him, got him.
Nice.
All right, again, we're in the fast water.
You want him in this eddy over here?
Sure, if you can, that'd be great. We're in the fast water. Oh, this is a big old brown right here. This one's a pretty one. All right, now I'm just gonna let this fish come with me. Again, we don't wanna hurt him. We don't wanna hurt ourselves. He seems to be willing enough to come along, and we're gonna hope he stays pinned here. And Eric's doing a beautiful job, as always, of getting us up on the sand. Sorry if I seem a little distracted, but I got a big old fish, and look at the colors on this fish. Oh man, this is a pretty brown right here. Oh, that's a pretty brown. That is a pretty brown trout. Holy cow. Okay, let me get him in the water for a minute. And I'll get my hands wet. I want to get this jig out of him first thing. That's the most important thing, is get him unhooked quick. How about that one?
Nice fish.
Again, another gorgeous brown came up and ate that jig. And we're gonna get him back in quick. We don't like to keep trout out of the water. Oh, there he goes. There's no point in trying to squeeze him. You can see him just holding right there in the current. That's absolutely beautiful. There he goes. Got it. Oh, he had it. Oh, come on, come on. Come on. That was a nice one, too.
Do
I
it
saw
again
him.
right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he'll come back real quick, and then I'll come back for that one. Got him, got him, got him, got him.
Nice.
Oh,
that's a good
big one, too.
Yeah, that's a nice fish. All right.
I can't believe he came back. They don't usually come back. I popped it, and he absolutely clobbered it. Oh, that was awesome. Okay, so now he's upstream of the boat. That's a good sign. I got to keep him out of the oars, and now he's in the oars. Okay, I'm not doing a good job here. Look at this brownie. Oh, what a pretty fish.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
Okay, come on around here, buddy. Come on around here. Yeah, we got him. Oh.
Another nice fish.
Oh, it's another beautiful one. Hold still, fish. Okay, another big old beautiful brown. Got it like that. These big, fat, thick fish living over on the side over here. What a beautiful fish. And we're gonna get him back right quick. Here you go, buddy. Off into the deep water he goes. That's a pretty one there. Throwing him right up against that eddy there. And the slower the water is, generally the faster I'm probably gonna work the bait, and the less chance I'm gonna give him to look at it. And the faster water, obviously the water's doing a lot of the work for you. I just got bit off, look at that. Just bit the tail right off my minnow. Hey, that's not love. Oh, there's one right there, just like that.
Very nice.
Yeah, there we go. So we've been banging on that spot, made 3 casts in there or whatever. Thank you, sir, I appreciate that. And another one just clobbered that jig, just like the other ones. We'll get the net wet, bring him over here, and we got another beautiful brown. Easy there, buddy. All right, we'll get him in the water and let him get some air there, and we can talk about him some more. But again, another one, same kind of deal. We've got a pattern clicking. We know kind of what they like to sit in. I know how they like the bait presented now, and I can just keep hopping along and getting them. So I'm gonna lower the net, let him out of there, and he's gonna be happy. There we go.
All amongst those rocks, right up on the bank. If you can get it that far.
Oh, got him. Oh,
nice.
I had him. Okay, here we go, quick. Got him. There we go.
There we go.
You mean
Little
those,
guy.
was it those rocks you were talking about, Eric?
Yep.
You even called it would not be a giant. All right, now we probably don't even need to net this fish. In fact, I'm just gonna get my hands wet and we'll keep him out of the net. You can see he's got that jig right in the top of the snoot. So we'll get him unhooked right quick and let him go. We've caught a lot bigger ones than him today, but we're still happy to get the bite. Another good call by Eric. We'll get that one put back right quick. See you, buddy.
Final stretch, right behind that rock, dude.
Think?
Dead center, right on the bank. Right in that schmut. Perfect. Here's a fish. Bam. No?
Got him.
Yeah!
Got him. Nice call. Nice call. Oh my God. So Eric says right in the schmut, right on the bank, right in the seam. There's a fish, bam, and on cue, that thing loads up and eats my gulp minnow, and we have got yet another gorgeous Colorado River brown. Let's get the net wet, get him in the net wet. Oh yeah, I'm a pro netter. This is how you don't net. My reputation as a netter precedes me, and I'm just gonna lean on my reputation right now. How about that for a gorgeous brown trout right there? Good call,
Nice
Eric.
fish.
That was a absolutely, we're gonna put him back. Oh man, I gotta kiss that one. Mwah. That's a purdy brown right there. And he's gonna cooperate with me and not even be all crazy. Oh, that is good stuff. That was a great call right there. We got it in the show right there. It's not gonna get any better. You can't call any better. He says, hit the schmut in the back of the pocket, right in the seam, ding, 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 boom, fish loads it perfect. So thanks, Mr. Guthrie, I appreciate
You're
that.
very welcome.
Ran out of daylight, it's the end of the row right here in the Colorado River. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope to see you next week right here on Fishful Thinker. So I put the slipless crankbait on. I smash all the barbs down so that we have some chance of reasonably dealing with these trout without hurting them. Or us, in the event that I snag myself. Or my rower, which we snagged last year. Remember that?
Yeah, right in the back of the head.
Right in the back of the head. See that? Didn't take him long to recall that.
That was the
memory.
last time we floated.
Yeah, there you go.
Took me another year just to get in the boat with you.
I don't think we're insured for that kind of thing either.